What's going on to our viewing audience, and welcome to another summer episode of Meak Productions' National Black LGBT subsidiary TV show, History of Black Gay America, where we encourage you to know your history and know your heritage. Once again, follow us on all of our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, because we're not on Tumblr. All that information should be located at the bottom of this screen. Our official website is blackgayusa.meakproductions.com. That's M-E-A-K as in kite, productions with an S.com. And we're excited because we're getting ready to build the whole new HBGA website section of the new Meak Productions website. So check out our new website, you all. It's awesome and it's fabulous, all right? It is with great pleasure, just like we did with our First Lady of History of Black Gay Atlanta, Angela Hutchins. We introduced her on our video TV show. We're doing the same thing here with our very new First Gentleman of History of Black Gay Atlanta, wSir'Akeem Gionnie, man. Welcome aboard, man.
Thank you, sir. I totally appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. I mean, absolutely. This is going to be wonderful because, you know, we've kind of talked about doing something like this for a minute.
Right.
And not just interviewing you, but also bringing you a part of the actual History of Black Gay Atlanta brand, because I know you wanted to get more into doing community advocacy, yeah. Activist work and stuff like that, which is another part that people don't know about you.
Right.
And that's why I'm glad that we're the first to do his interview.
He got me first. I've tried.
Yeah.
He got me first though.
Yeah. So
I'm here.
yeah, I'm just glad that you're here, man, and stuff. So we're going to actually, before we get into your projects that you've been involved in, that you're mostly known for,
yes.
Of course, Chasing Atlanta. Your newest project, G-Status, ATL Hustle.
G-Status, ATL Hustle.
Yeah, and actually they're getting ready to coming out with episode 3 this weekend.
Yes, actually, yes, this weekend. Season 1, episode 3 of G-Status, ATL Hustle. So make sure y'all check that out. Yeah,
check that out. And so for those people who have not caught up with the episodes of ATL Hustle, G-Status ATL Hustle.
Right.
Please be sure to do that, and that information is provided at the bottom of the screen as well as Chasing Atlanta Season 1 and 2. Be sure to check those out as soon as you can. Let's talk about your humble beginnings, because you are originally from Noonan, Georgia, right?
Yes, from Noonan, Georgia period. I'm originally from Georgia. I moved to the city in my first apartment when I was 18 years old. So
wow.
Right at, if you want to do the math, 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
a little over 20 years, but hey.
Yeah, 20 years ago,
so,
man.
Yeah, I moved to the city. I'm originally from Georgia.
Yeah. Like me, born and raised, yeah. Georgia Peaches. Georgia Peaches. Hey, Georgia Peaches. That's right, we the original Peaches, okay?
That part.
That part. And so, so you moved here to Atlanta from Noonan, Georgia, which is kind of like the suburbs. Not too far, it's like 85 south.
Not even 30 minutes away.
Yeah, 30 minutes away.
So still from Georgia, still from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
That part, okay. So you came here, and so it was round about in, I think, like the 90s when you actually was kind of like introduced to the Atlanta gay scene.
Correct.
The black gay Atlanta scene. And so I remember when we was talking, you talked about your first experience at the historic Marquette Lounge.
Oh my God, yes.
The Sleazy Queasy.
A lot of people don't know the original Sleazy Queasy, the original Marquette with Mr. Clifford.
Okay.
Donna.
Thank you.
Big man working at the door. And then, we was young in the late 90s.
Yeah, baby.
18, 19, 20 trying to get in. We on the back door of the Marquette, eating the back door down. And some of our friends would let us in, but then some nights you got big man like, y'all get your ass out this door. So I think I know kind of during the late 90s, Freaknik eras.
Yeah.
And you had the big names of the girls that actually was performing.
Oh, yeah.
Like Raquel Lord, you had Nicola Dupree,
Yes.
Bonet.
Yes.
The guys, you had like Monty St. James, Archie Bonet, Money Hall Dickerson.
Yeah.
Well, back then, I know the money as Martika Alexander.
Yeah, of course, yes. They don't know that. They don't know that.
I got it.
Because I got it too, yeah.
The truth be told, I kind of, sort of been chasing Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
It's not a start for me. It's something I've always been doing.
Yes.
I just got captured on it now, so
Yeah.
I ain't been chasing it. Like,
Yeah, okay. Nothing new.
Nothing.
Nothing new, baby.
But,
yeah. It's just wonderful just to talk about the history, because you got a lot of transplants that come to Atlanta that think they know the ATL but don't know nothing.
Don't know shit about the ATL.
Don't know shit about the ATL. So
it's history.
Yeah.
You just can't come here and I'm all this, I'm chasing that. No, it's a history. Kind of fall behind.
Oh. Don't start nothing. There you go.
And not try to be above it all.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta, baby. It's a waiting trade. That can't tell everybody in Atlanta could be celebrities or everybody would be stars.
Yeah.
But there is still a waiting point and to become known. And
in other words, you got to put your time in.
You got to put your time in.
You got to work.
And got to be respectful.
Yeah.
To be respectful towards.
Yeah, so yeah, you got to put your time in and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, it just feels good to talk about the legends that got their start from the Queasy.
Yeah.
And who are actually majors in the city now and stuff. So it's just wonderful. So by seeing legends like Raquel Lloyd, you know, Nicole Love Dupree and all of them, Naisha and all of them, Demani Hall Dickerson, Joe Jackson.
Yes.
Rest in heaven. Yes, and Monte St. James. I remember when all of them got started. I mean, so just amazing. So by seeing them, that's what gave you the bug to go ahead and start doing male, impersonation. Yeah.
Exactly what you said. It gave me the bug because it's something that I always done. Say that at home when I was young, before I even came out to the lifestyle. I always had a sense of standing in the mirror and lip syncing and performing to myself, not knowing that when I got into this community, this is what they already would be doing.
Yeah.
So for me, in a sense, it was just kind of a heads up. God kind of put me on the journey, on the path to see in advance that this is what He was gonna happen for me when I got older. I didn't know how to accept it or receive it then. I just kind of knew, let me go ahead and just prepare myself because this is something I like. Once I got into the scenery, I saw that people were actually comfortable with doing it. There was I would say funding or coins or support behind it. Along with that, all the glitz, the glamour, and you actually could build a name for yourself. So that all brought me interested in doing it. So I took off with it once I started.
Wow.
Greetings, this is Angela Hutchins, the First Lady of History of Black Gay America, Atlanta chapter. Encouraging you to know your history and know your heritage. Stay tuned for more empowering interviews after this break.
Nothing can prepare you for what's coming.
Let's fly! Rolling Stone raves.
Watch this.
The ending will rock your world.
That's major. We can't forget that.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, rated PG-13.
That's awesome. And I know you was telling me something about even going back to when you was young, that you always had the star bug in your eye because you was always doing little things back at home.
Right.
Because your mom was involved in some things as well, correct?
Right. Well, actually, my grandmother in the late 80s, my grandmother was the very first in Newnan, Coweta County. You can research it on the history board or whatever. But she was the very first black member of the city council.
Wow, awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody, just like you do the election runs, they did that for my grandmother, and back in the 80s, my grandmother won. She probably did 3 terms. Yeah, she probably did 3 terms on the city council. And so back then, like I stated to you, fried green tomatoes, White Mother Murderer, different movies like that. Those producers and all come to my grandmother, being that she was the very first black city council member, and they had her to escort talent.
Wow.
So she had me, a lot of my school friends. We had elementary school and all this stuff, just young. But I got a chance to experience the bug back then. Even now, today, there's stuff that you can go watch and see me young, little box, in those days.
Yeah, them box fades. And it's amazing how the millennials are bringing those styles back out. You know what I'm saying?
Because they say history always
repeats itself. That's absolutely.
And so that was something that we've always experienced, like the box, the Kid and Play days.
Yeah.
So back then, that's when I was actually captured in the newspaper of one of the shows that I was on. Maybe Hillary, Fried Green Tomatoes or something like that. One of those shows, I can't quite remember. But I was just the extra. You see me, you probably don't see me. But that was my first bug, and I just took that and wanted to run with it. I remember the experience of me actually being free and not being judged, because throughout my life, or of being a young black gay, a male, and not really knowing who I am at the time, but I was always told that I was gay. I was told that I was this, and I didn't even know a whole lot about it.
Absolutely.
So, but me doing that, it was just a chance. I got a chance to be free and be myself, and I remember the feeling from that, and so I always wanted to run and capture it.
Awesome, man. This is awesome. And you can only get it here on HBGA. Exclusively, baby. Before we get started with talking about your first big break as far as reality TV is concerned,
Yes.
Let's get into when you first got the bug to do impersonations, and then you started competing for the pageants. So tell us about that first experience before we go to our first commercial break.
Oh, definitely. So competing in my very first pageant, people may not believe this, I won my very first pageant.
Wow.
I won my very first pageant, and I was a sore back then. Like, I sewn clothes, I did all this shit when I was 18, 19, 20. Then you got everybody come out with a clothing line 20 years later when I've been there, done all this shit. So it's nothing new for me. I just wasn't able to capture a brand or know how to brand it at those times. Now it would be different, but that was when I very first started, and I would say the very first pageant I did, I sold my presentation, because you know in a pageant there are categories.
Of course,
you have
yes.
a presentation, you have a sportswear, you have an evening gown, formal wear, and then you have a talent, and then some have question and answer. But my presentation, I sold that. I won presentation, my very first pageant. I won sportswear. Somebody else sold that for me. I won formal wear, evening gown. Somebody else sold that for me, and I also won talent. I won every category on my very first talent, on my very first pageant. So that there just took another bug or another enlightenment in me to show me that I'm comfortable, I'm confident on stage, and these people see me in a good light.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That was my very first bug on the pageant.
Wow. So how many titles have you won so far?
I've actually won 2, because I haven't done a whole lot. My very first one, I was trying to keep it back, but my very first one, I actually did a female impersonation.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was back in the late 90s, like 98, 99.
Yeah, because you was young back then, and a lot of brothers was doing that back then, so yeah.
Yeah, and I have won basically a drag queen title, Miss Peach Newcomer.
Okay.
But I realized that wasn't for me. I didn't want to do the drag thing. I wanted to become a male impersonation. So I just took time off to study myself as a male performer, to study myself and learn myself more as a male, period.
Wow.
So from there, I got the bug again and wanted to do it as a male lead. And so from there, in 2016, I captured the title of Mr. New York Black National, what led me to the actual, that was a prelim, but it led me to the actual title of Mr. Black National. I didn't win that title, but I got a chance to compete. So I had 2 titles I've carried so far.
Wow, awesome, bro.
Yeah, I'm appreciative of it.
Okay, congrats, man. On that note, we're going to take our very first commercial break. When we come back, we have more with our new first gentleman of History of Black Gay Atlanta, Sir Akeem Gionnie. Please stay tuned. We have more in store.